Rebuilding Mandate was absolute cinema, which is crazy, because Hypergriff does not have a good track record when it comes to the first iteration of a new mode. Do you guys remember Design of Strife? That was the first iteration of what became Vector Breakthrough. And that was disastrous. I have a video on that. It was just not good. Rebuilding Mandate is really good, because an issue that I've found with many of these new game modes is that either they favor new players way too much, it's a complete new player mode, so for veterans you complete it in half a day and then you have nothing to do, or it's way too veteran oriented, where the new players just can't complete it. That's been an issue with a lot of game modes so far. Rebuilding Mandate, I feel like, is the first game mode where it's incredibly fun for both new players and veterans for different reasons. Let's begin as a veteran. As my experience, I've been playing this fucking game for 6 years now. Oh my fucking god. As a veteran, it was really refreshing to get the new player experience in a low-stake environment, without the pressure of starting a new account, you know, because if I wanted to, I could just start a new account, but that's very high stake, that's very high effort. Rebuilding Mandate is kind of a microcosm of the game, in the sense that it's a tiny Arknights within Arknights. You have the gacha, you have to build the operators, but it's all low cost, it's all low effort, it's all low stakes. What that allows you as a veteran is to, one, as I said, relieve the new player experience, which is a very great novelty, and two, try out some things that you wouldn't with your normal account, because your normal account has to spend a bunch of resources. Here, they bukkake you with resources after day 2, so you can just build anyone, even if you don't go for max efficiency. From a new player perspective, this is really good, because it straight up allows you to play with units that you don't have in your account. They tried to do this with other modes, but it wasn't really working. It was kind of finicky, you needed to rely so much on the support system. Here there is the support system as well, but the levels for the operators are completely detached from your account. In my account, Nerl is E1, but here I maxed it out. This means that as a new player, much like the veteran, this is a playground where you get to try out units, you get to level them up when you couldn't in your account. So to begin with, the setup of this mode is incredible, the idea behind this mode is incredible. Then you get into the gameplay. It gets even better once you start playing, because just like the setup, even during gameplay you have so much freedom. You can go max efficiency and do everything at max, or you can just clear the stage, and that works too. It's much like Risk 18 versus doing higher risks. You can go for max efficiency for the bragging rights. Another thing is they give you the structures. You can do so much silly shit with these fucking structures. Personally, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't really use any of these, and I relied much more on my operators themselves to clear the stages. But the point is that you have the choice. The point is that you can choose to ignore the buildings like I did and just clear it with your operators, or you can choose to get wild and wacky with these. Yeah, it's a sandbox within a sandbox. As I will always say, Arknights is at its best when it's a sandbox, when it allows you to do a goofy shit. And this is really good at just letting you do a stupid shit, both as a veteran and as a new player. Rebuilding Mandate is kind of the blueprint for what every new side mode should be. It's good for veterans, it's good for new players, it allows you for so much freedom in both the setup and the gameplay. And that's true, they also give you a hottie. That's true, they give you a hottie. Hi, welcome to the outro. Unfortunately, I will have to talk quite a bit because the video needs to reach 8 minutes for me to put mid-roll ads. I'm not even gonna try to make an excuse, that's why the outro is lengthier than usual. So let me ask, for the next video, would you like to see a cut down version of Chapter 16. I played through Chapter 16 on stream and it was pretty funny. There's a running gag that's pretty funny as I play. It would be kind of a highlight reel of it, kind of a Family Guy funny moments, Ursus funny moments. As I cheese the entire chapter with Lapland and you, despite the fact that I'll have you know, Lapland and you get countered by Chapter 16 actually. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that. Anyway, thank you to the members, in particular Bar2D2X, Noel Runes, Davonte Glassford, Lizard King, Ascended Azen, Nemotic, Camiel of Wis'Adel, Yomine Spasmort, Zoramar's Link, The Long Chef, Jinjin Tuna, Vinkoching, Ilio, Living Shad, Crayon Box, Efram, The Lord of All Magic, URL Killer, Divius, Kino, Bomb Ninja, Apollo T, QX102, Mr. Lair, Tariman Raptor, Wonka, Never Far Off, Zephyrinix, Nubo, Sergio Alvarez, Boru Barf, Kevin McQuire, Antonio Trace, Bistem, San Kenshi, Chromala-chan, 5 QTZK, Genius Gay Shipper, Selfer7, Maxio Says, Kamon Hiren, Larmendra, Prancing Peppers, Yuvune, King of Harems, and that guy with 2 names. That's about it for the video. Again, let me know if you'd like the highlight reel. I think it's really funny. Personally, I think it's really funny, but that's all, bye.